Whether you're headed on spring break, holiday break, or just jetting off on vacation, knowing how to take the best photos will ensure that you remember the best parts of vacation. In this video, I'm going to share my top 5 tips for taking better photos on vacation or really just any occasion. We'll discuss how to choose a camera, how to tell a story with your photos, and some technical aspects as well. Hey, I'm Jen. I'm a family filmmaker and photographer, and I help people with all aspects of photography and videography. So let's start with your camera of choice. The first tip is to take the camera that you will actually use. For most people, this is going to be their phone. For some people who have a big camera, like my nieces like to say, ask yourself these 3 questions before committing to bring this as your vacation documentation of choice. Number 1, is it a suitable weight to carry around? Especially if it's a vacation where you're going to be doing a lot of walking. Believe me, an added extra 5-6 pounds is a lot if you're trekking miles a day. Number 2 is, how will I store and transport it? Will I be carrying a backpack or a camera bag everywhere with me? Am I just going to sling it around with a strap? Will I have to worry about getting water or sand in my big camera? Those both are terrible for your camera, so I highly recommend, if you're going on a vacation with lots of sand and water, to bring this with caution. The third thing to consider is, will this require me to bring a bunch of extra stuff like batteries, extra lenses, memory cards, all extra things that I'm going to have to remember, that I'm going to have to lug around with me? If you're fine with all of those things, go for it. It's going to take great quality photos for you and you won't be disappointed. If not, it's all right to just use your phone. Most vacations I go on, I just use my phone, mostly because I don't want to have to lug this thing around, but also because it's kind of a break for me. What I really want you to do is to notice, where is your light source? Is it the sun? Is it a window? Is it lights overhead? What is your light source? Where is it coming from? How bright is it? These are just simple things you want to ask yourself. Have you ever taken a photo where your subject is in the dark and your background is clear and bright and beautiful? That's because cameras, like the one in your phone, auto meter for the brightest part of the photo. The sensor is taking in the entire scene, and it's always going to choose the brightest part of that photo to make look perfect. Now, on some of the newer camera models, the camera does a way better job for compensating for this, and it uses a method called HDR, which is really just taking a series of photos at different exposures and smushing them all together. If your phone's camera is doing that, awesome. You don't need to do anything. It's an automatic thing that your camera will take care of. However, I do want you to pay attention to where that light source is coming from and where you place your subject in comparison to that light source. If you're going to try to backlight somebody, that's when you're probably going to run into those problems I was talking about. Maybe move them so that the light is to the side of them or in front of them, depending on maybe the background you're shooting. I mean, there's a whole lot of things to consider here. There are a couple of workarounds. First, touch the subjects on the screen, which tells your phone you'd like it to focus on and expose for them. Then you can touch the little sun that comes right next to the focus box and adjust the exposure yourself to your desired spot. The other way around it is to just move your subjects so that they're in the same light as your background. But what I do want you to do is just remember to double check where the light is coming from. How is it going to work with your camera? And how can you maybe move your subject to make a more interesting photo? The third tip to take better vacation photos is to tell a story with those photos. When you get home and you show your friends and family the photos from vacation, if it's just a bunch of you standing in front of things, it's not as exciting as if you get photos of details and if you get photos of maybe the cool looking streets or the monuments, right? You want them to tell the story of the adventures that you went on. Not all of the photos need to be the look and smile variety. Get some action shots, get some candid shots, take photos of the surrounding and interesting things. Sometimes an intricately carved church door might catch your attention. Details like this can make great fillers for photo books. Wildlife, the food you eat, scenic spots, lodging, architecture, the locals, etc., etc., etc. All of these details round out your vacation photos and help you tell a better story. I'll share the 4th tip next, and I can safely say it's by far the most important. But before I do, be sure you like this video and head to the comments to tell me where you're headed on vacation next. The 4th tip, and possibly the most important, is to actually be in the photos. Raise your hand and repeat after me. I will appear in my vacation photos. Moms, I'm talking to you. You're usually the one lugging around the camera, taking all the photos. Make sure you hand the camera off to somebody else and get in the photo with your people, get in the photo with the surroundings. You want to remember yourself on this vacation too, not just the rest of the family. On top of that, your kids someday when they look back are going to want to see photos of you all together and you on vacation with them as well. I don't want to hear any excuses about, I wish I looked like this, or I had better this or that, or I was wearing a ponytail that day. Doesn't matter, people. Get in the photos. I guarantee you 10 years from now, that's the last thing you're gonna be thinking of. You're gonna be thinking about how great that vacation was, not how you looked. You can give the phone to somebody else to take a photo. You can use a selfie stick. You can use the timer function. There are lots of ways for you to get the camera out of your hands and ensure that you're also in the photo. And that goes for your travel companions as well. That goes for all the grumpy dads and the grumpy teenagers that do not also want to be in photos. Get them in photos anyway. Get photos of them candidly doing things. These are the things that you're going to want to remember years down the road when you're looking back on this vacation. They will thank you later. My fifth and final tip is to bring your camera everywhere. If you're going to be using your phone, this is probably a moot point. But if you're going to choose to bring your big camera or a point and shoot, be sure to think about the ease of carrying it and how you're going to carry it before you go on vacation so that it will be accessible to you at all times. My one and only caution to you is this: be sure to put the camera down sometimes and just be present on vacation. The whole point of you going on vacation was to get away, to relax, to enjoy. So that's what vacation is all about. There you have it. You are ready to capture some fantastic photos on vacation. If you want some more help on some of the more technical sides of taking a photo with your phone, be sure to check out this video where I explain the 8 mistakes I see most people doing when they're trying to take quality phone photos. Before you go, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time.